Why don't we have a community, family, or friends?
Why don't we have a community?
Family or friends. Yes, sir.
Because friends are people who you can rely on for help. And you have to have, in order to have friends, rather than just people that you interact with, you have to have a system that allows friendship. The system of white supremacy within the counter-racist code. Now, see, that's why I say we need a code where we have our own value system. Because the value system that is out here now is incompatible with justice.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to change the wording. Friendship now, and it's in the word guide, so I don't want to misquote something that's not in the word guide. That word friend is in the textbook for victims of white supremacy. So the best way for me to handle that word friend, but now I do know, remember what I wrote about family. You can't have a family, and you're a prisoner of war. See, all black people, now I'm saying these are things that you can say openly every day on a job, on a government job, or whatever that government is, whatnot. So you're prisoners of war. You're that more than you're anything. You're in captivity. Ain't no such thing as a free black person, what they call free. No, you go where the white supremacists tell you to go. If you've got color in your skin, whether you know it or not. You're only allowed to travel on this planet that you were born into. And you think you're just going where you please? You're going anywhere that the white supremacists will be pleased with you going. And at the time and place. And what you can do when you get where you're going. Anywhere on planet Earth, if you're a person with color in your skin. That's a prisoner of war. War was declared on black people, and that means once you were in captivity, you ain't got no family. And you can't really have any reliable friends. Why? Because prisoners have masters. So the only people you can rely on is the prisoner masters. You can't rely on nobody else, no other black people, because they're prisoners too. You don't have any secret black people hidden somewhere on this planet that can hide you out and keep you away from the wrath of the white supremacists. Not one. I don't care what they say. When it comes right down to the wire, it ain't been proven yet. And somebody mentioned something about Haiti a long time ago. I keep hearing this. The Haitians were defeated and still are. They didn't win anything. They're black. They come under the system of white supremacy. That's the truth. We keep grasping for straws, trying to find something back 10 million years ago where we had our own government and we did this and our ancient did. No, we all came under the system of white supremacy, and that's the only thing we should be concentrating on, not bragging rights about anything. I mean, who we're bragging to? The white supremacists see all through our bragging and say, you run around here talking about you know, ancient Kemet and all that. Yeah, it's ancient, all right. It's like all you black people filling up these cemeteries where I put you. Yeah, you're ancient, all right. Yeah, you get ancient real quick messing with me. All right.
Yeah.
And you already know that. Your grandpappy knows that, didn't he tell you?
Boy.
I mean, so, yeah. See, so, I mean, we should stop pretending. And the few of us who are now want the truth told on everybody, black people and white people. See, that's the way to handle it. Not trying to make points about who's smarter than who and all like that. I mean, we go with it. Go with the truth. somebody said it, that they saw it in the Bible or somewhere, said, you will know the truth, and what's that phrase?
That truth shall make you free?
Yeah, I've heard that forever, and I think it came out of the Bible. But how many people believe that? Black people are always looking for some story that, even if it's made up, why? To feel good. Now the white supremacists are doing the same thing with the CRT thing.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is coming out. The truth is coming out about all this hero worship and great things. They say every last one of these guys you're making a hero was a thug, all right? And that truth is coming out, okay? And the white people say, we don't want that taught to our children. In other words, you don't want the truth taught to your children.
Exactly.
After telling them, always be truthful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, you are being hypocritical, sir, ma'am. All of you white people who are doing that. And tell them so. Don't tell them they're hypocrites. That's name calling. Tell them they are being hypocritical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the description for that. You're evading the truth, trying to pretend something is when it isn't. Oh, we don't want to. Well, it's true, ma'am. Yeah, but I mean, we don't want that kind of stuff. You don't want to tell the truth. And then you say, you haul us into your courts by the thousands, millions, and say, tell the truth. And give us a book.
Yeah, Bible.
Whatever book. Yeah, Bible, Constitution, whatever book we hand you, and you swear to tell the truth. So help you who? God.
Yeah, so help you God.
And then you, since I'm the one that you're looking at, you better see me as being what? God.
God. Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. So they're telling you don't teach your, we white children can't be taught the truth about what my ancestors, my white ancestors did and are doing, because it comes right up to now. See, they keep talking like all this is in the past. All of this is right this minute, folks. The great white world is happening right this minute, and you know it. So when we talk about, well, that's bringing up the past and whatnot, the past was 5 minutes ago. That's the past. 1 minute, 1 second, one fraction of a second is the past. And you're practicing racism. It's never ended. It didn't stop. They say, well, we had a period of reconstruction. You ain't had no period of nothing. Except racism. There's more types of racism, different types. Different ways of going about doing the same thing over and over again.
Is that called refining it?
Yes. That's all they have done. It's seamless. That's another thing. Black people have to say, well, we go along with them when they start chopping things up. And that's I got to mention this again because it's not taking effect. No such thing as America. It never happened. There is no people or no place that you can correctly call America or Africa or Asia. Americans, Africans, and Asians are people. That's all they are. Not a mountain, not a wheat field, American mountain, not an American eagle. The eagle don't know nothing about being no American. So what is an American? And what is an African? And what is an Asian? I'm going to keep saying that. I call it the 3 A's. What is an American? What is an African? And what is an Asian? They are people, never anything else. Not a piece of furniture and whatnot. And they say, well, this is an ancient American furniture or early American furniture. No, it isn't. Americans are people. They're not things. Now, Africans are people. Asians are people. Well, what kind of people? In order, what's the definition for them? They are people who practice justice. Well, what's the question? Who practices justice? Nobody. Why? That's the question. Because it's impossible for anybody to practice justice in the system of white supremacy. That's a flat answer that's either true or false. It's impossible for anybody anywhere on the planet to practice justice in the system of white supremacy. The system of white supremacy is the dominant government of the entire planet. And it's a non-just system. It's devoted to non-justice. So you don't have any Americans, you don't have any Africans, and you don't have any Asians, but everybody, according to the logic, according to the code. And you can repeat this on a witness stand. I would. You don't think I would? I mean, hey, put me on it right now in any court. I say there's no such thing as an American or an African or an Asian. Because the only purpose for being an Asian is to do justice. Otherwise, what's your purpose? You can't do justice. You can be called anything. If you're going to be a thug, that's what you can be called, if that's what you are. You're going to mistreat people. If you're going to mistreat people. See, if you mistreat people, the label don't count at all. At all. Just on that alone. Because justice is not about mistreating people. Okay? And I want everybody to get on board with that right this minute. Americans don't exist. Africans don't exist. Asians don't exist. But everybody on the planet should try to be an American, an African, and an Asian. Why? Because these are people who practice justice. But as it is now, nobody practices justice. It's impossible. There's never been nobody that practiced justice since the beginning of white supremacy. That is impossible. That does not compute on any computer. It can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
So stop condemning America. Because it doesn't exist. Why condemn something that doesn't exist, even? Or African, or Asian. Say, these Asians are doing this, and they ain't Asians. Now, they can call themselves that, but ask them, what's an Asian? Because your definition of an Asian, based on logic and the evidence, an Asian is a person that always practices justice, meaning you guarantee that nobody's mistreated, and you guarantee that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. And that also applies to African and American. I'm saying it for the umpteenth time. I say it on air all the time. But black people out of habit still saying, America mistreats black people. Americans don't exist. Never have existed. There's no record of that. That makes sense.